Welcome to Bodies, Bloods, and Books. I'm Em, and this is Tay, and we're two longtime friends who love thriller novels, questionable characters, stoner tangents, and a twist we didn't see coming. And today, we're jumping back into the Grant County series.
We will be talking about Book 3 of the Grant County series, A Faint Cold Fear by Karen Slaughter. We'll give a quick recap and then get into the nail-biting details, so grab your bud, a snacky, and something to sip on because it's time to light up.
Hey, Tay, how you been?
Pretty good. How about you, Em?
I'm good. I just got back from cabin camping with my husband for our 11th anniversary.
11th anniversary. That's so fun.
That's so long. That's a third of my life.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. That's so sweet, though. That sounds like so relaxing. I really want to go sit in nature right now, be in a creek or something.
Yeah, it was fun. We were in like a little cabin that was fairly private, and then we had a little hot tub in the back and a grill. There was a fire pit, but we did not end up making a fire, but I grilled a couple times. So it's good.
Yeah,
And we got
that's
to
fair.
go hike and see some cool nature stuff. And oh, we did a little spa package with a massage and a facial. Oh, it was good.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Um, that's what you did the 4th of July? Yeah, I went to a friend's parents' house on a lake for 4th of July, and that was really fun because it was, like, weirdly quiet. There were, like, not a lot of people out on it, and it was fun. I
Yeah,
swam. I just can't
everyone.
think about lake water, though. Like, it's fun to
Oh,
swim in if
that's
you just
true.
don't think about it.
Yes, that's true. Everyone was telling me the park I was staying at was going to be busy over 4th of July, but I feel like a lot of places are actually kind of dead on the 4th of July. People all congregate to the same places, but a lot of like
Mhm.
state parks and like stuff like that don't allow fireworks. So
Great.
sometimes it's kind of nice to get away.
Yeah, a few years ago, it was my dad, my sister, and I. We went to Canada for the 4th of July. We just went to Winnipeg for some reason. I don't know. It's just like north of us directly. And
Awesome.
it was
That
really
sounds
fun.
fun. Yeah,
It
I've
was,
never been
yeah.
to Canada.
It stayed really light outside, like pretty late. Like I think it was around 11 when the sun, like the
Oh,
sky
wow.
was darkening. It was crazy.
Winnipeg in July.
Yeah. I could check my photos to be sure, but yeah. Fourth, yeah. We're not huge fans of that holiday, so
We have pets, so we're
yeah.
mostly, yeah,
And it's
it's
also
just
just so
worrying about
loud and
them.
stinky, and I just feel
Yeah.
unnecessary.
I don't like firework. Well, I don't have any problem with fireworks, I guess, except for it's just loud noises. I don't know. They're okay, but I don't really like them either.
Yeah. It was funny when our manager was like goading us into hating fireworks with him in our meeting.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I had a one-on-one with Tay and I. If people didn't know, Tay is back on my team at the company that we both have worked at for a long time. And it's nice. We are chatting a lot.
It's so
Uh,
fun.
so we have the same manager who is this hot, nice man, which is rare. Um, and I was in a one-on-one with him, and I don't remember if I brought it up or he did, but we were talking about how much like we don't really care for fireworks. And then right after that, there was a team huddle, and then the manager was just like asking everybody else what they thought about fireworks, but it was clear that he didn't like them and he wanted you to agree with that. Like, if you weren't going to agree, you were going to get roasted. It was
Dude, it was
good. It was
so
funny.
funny.
I said, this is the meanest I've ever seen him be, but I like it.
I know, but it was still like not that mean. Like it was
No,
for
it wasn't
him,
mean at all. It was
which
just,
is why it's funny.
he had an agenda.
He did anti-firework agenda, and I'll rally for the cause.
Yeah, I could do without. I like the littler ones. Like, give me one of those little smoke bombs or one of the ones that whizzes around real fast.
Yeah, the ground blossoms, I think those are called.
Oh
I do
yeah.
love those.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff I'm fine with. The big ones, it's just too loud for me. Too loud and stinky. And I feel bad for the animals.
Yeah, me too, and the environment. I
Yeah, yeah.
guess I like a firework, like a professional fireworks show on the
That's what I
rare
was
occasion.
thinking. Like, if we're gonna do a big ones, like, can it just be a big professional show that people go
Yeah,
to? let's get into our current obsessions because there's this new show on TLC, y'all, called Little Singles. And
It's compelling.
It's compelling. It's your average fuckhouse show. Like, it's just a group of quote unquote friends who are there on quote unquote vacation, but really just to fuck each other and have drama.
Did I tell you? We're gonna get into who the cast is and everything, but I overheard like Steph or Krista be like, "Yeah, John found this place," when they were talking about their little Airbnb or whatever, and I said, "John did not fucking find this
Production found this place. Thank you.
Yeah, but it's just funny they make them say shit like that.
They're definitely presenting John like he's the narrator or like the one introducing us to everyone.
Yeah, like the organizer or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Little Singles, your average fuckhouse show, but all of them are little people. And I don't know, I just always love little people shows, sue me, but I always watched like Little Women LA and Little Women New York, and I didn't get into the ones with like the families really.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So the Little Singles, we have John, the main one. I pulled the Google, like, their bullshit AI thing, so I'll just read what Google said. I thought they were kind of funny. John, 28, content creator and former Amazing Race Canada contestant who acts as the heart and glue of the house.
So true. I
didn't know
John.
he was on the Amazing Race Canada. Good for him.
Me either. That's really cool. Have you ever watched Amazing Race Canada? Are you dedicated to US only?
I've only watched the one season of the Amazing Race US. I don't really care about that one.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of Survivor. They're different.
Oh,
I don't know why.
They're different. I've seen every season of Survivor, Tay.
Yeah.
All 50.
I was like, that can't be true. You've only seen one.
No.
But okay. I'm sorry. Back on the same page.
Then we have
Amazing Race.
Stephanie, who is 31, and then Google says, works in marketing, is known for her big heart and outgoing personality. I thought they were going to say her big butt. They all have big old booties.
She's 32, actually.
She's 32, actually. I guess the Google AI was wrong. You can't trust AI.
Mm-mm.
And then we have Sammy, who is supposedly 27, and they say he's the life of the party, living with achondroplasia. I think that's how you say it. Apologies to the little people community if
Isn't that funny? Well, doesn't
that.
he have the same thing as John? Why does it say what he has, but none of the rest of them?
I think achondroplasia is the most common type of dwarfism, is based on my knowledge of other little people shows, but I don't know. And then we have Krista, 30, who is a charismatic content creator on TikTok and Instagram. And then Jordana, aka JJ, 37, a bold, fearless dancer with a lifelong performer. Why wouldn't they mention that Jordana was on Little Women New York?
Yeah, the AI. Okay, this is a really great lesson in how the AI review is not great. Because I also think Sammy's 26. Because when I rewatched the show with my dad's sister and sister's boyfriend,
I had to be John the one was 25 too.
No, he is 28.
Oh, okay.
He's 28. Stephanie's 32. Sammy's 26, and then Krista is 30, and JJ is 37. I had to work really hard to memorize this so that I could catch everyone up so we could watch it at dinner time the other day.
Yeah, I just wanted to pull their names, and I saw these stupid little intros, so I just put it in our notes. But yeah, fuck Google.
It is funny though.
So anyway, we have the cast. Like we said, John is kind of the main guy. Sammy is John's friend, and he sucks. He is a player, and he is hooking up with Stephanie, who she clearly wants a relationship. And for him, they always say my person. So I feel bad for Stephanie mostly.
I do too.
And then Sammy's banging her. Well, he's also trying to bang Krista, who is like absolutely gorgeous.
She's so beautiful. I also need to say one thing. It's crazy to me that the Google AI didn't mention Sammy's accident.
Living with achondroplasia, but nothing about a TBI.
Yeah, he's only 7 months like prior to the filming of the show. He said he had been in the ICU for 3 weeks. He had an ATV accident and has a metal plate in his head. And when John was like, "Are you good to be here?" or whatever, like Sammy was like, "Yeah, I'm good." And I said, that can't be true. It's only been 7 months. That seems like such a short time frame to be like, yeah, go travel and party all night.
And drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's probably true. Though brain injuries are weird. Like I don't know. Sometimes they're
That's
no
true.
big deal and sometimes they're a huge deal. And when I was watching this and I was hating Sammy because he does whatever he wants to stroke his own ego and he doesn't care about
Yeah.
anyone else. So I thought to myself, well, maybe I should be more lenient or like empathetic that he has a TBI and like that totally changes your personality. But then we find out in episode 4, John had a crush on some girl a couple years ago
Yeah.
and motherfucking Sammy swooched in and hooked up with her.
He's a fuckboy
That was
for
pre
sure.
TBI. So I said, nah, you sucked before that.
Yeah. He's been this way.
Yeah. I'm way too invested in these people, but I love John so much. He's such a sweetheart.
Me too. Sammy sent me a video, a reel of John and his girlfriend. She's giving him a haircut and they're really cute together. And I was like, I should follow him on social media.
Oh, yeah, I should too. That's most of their whole thing. And then
Yeah.
there's Jordana JJ. So she was on Little
Oh.
Women New York. And I was thinking that had to be at least 10 years ago. I should have looked it up, but I didn't. And I loved her on Little Women New York. She was always one of my favorites. And so I'm
She's a
so
baddie.
happy she's back. I love her. She's so freaking cute.
Her and Krista are baddies.
Yes, I love her. I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about Little Singles? We really, I've been hyper focusing on it quite a bit.
Yeah, I've had to rewatch it a couple times.
Because you had your family over and you had to introduce them to it.
Well, my sister came over first and we talked over some of it. And then a couple days later, I was like, hey, I need to rewatch. And I didn't know my dad and her boyfriend would be there. So I was like, well, we're going to watch it. And they were like, okay. And they enjoyed it too. But
didn't you say your dad loves it?
Yeah, he loves JJ. He's a JJ stan.
We all
He was
are.
having a good time.
Tell your dad to watch Little Women New York. It only had 1 or 2 seasons.
He won't. He only watches football or whatever sport is on. I don't know. Golf.
Well, next
baseball
time he's
right
over,
now.
put it on.
Yeah. Next time. I think I have thoughts.
Yeah, tell me. Please.
So I wish oh my God, where do I even begin? I want more of JJ for starters. Like so far, all we've gotten was that Eddie guy being like, oh, we made out. And I said, get it together. You would be so lucky. Like, why are you acting ashamed?
Why does
Fuck
everyone
you.
care what Eddie thinks? He was
I
stupid and
know.
ugly when there's Krista and Jordana are goddesses.
I know. I said, who even invited Eddie? Like, why is he here? And to act like ashamed
Stephanie
that
invited Eddie because she's trying to get Krista to go with Eddie so that she can have Sammy to herself.
Oh, but isn't Krista with Anthony?
Oh, shit. You're right. I'm confusing Anthony and Eddie. My bad.
Yeah, Anthony's the one that Krista's seeing.
Oh,
Eddie was the
you're
one that
right.
was invited just because he and JJ apparently made out, but he told everybody that JJ fucked him.
Oh, yeah, I remember. I was just I was conflating those two people.
That's okay.
There's too many side characters.
There's a lot.
Because there's only 5 main cast. Like, if you want, like, we should have had one more guy staying in the house.
Absolutely agreed.
Why can't the guy who Krista's seeing be in the house?
Yeah. I think that'd be interesting. But yeah, I think it makes me I feel like we're not seeing enough of JJ and she's really cool. I bet we'll have more to come though. There's only 4 episodes out.
I bet it probably will only get like 10 eps.
True. Well, maybe her arc is coming next. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope it is. She said in the last episode she has a crush on John, but that ain't happening, so.
JJ did?
Best of luck to you, JJ.
Oh, yeah, sorry, girl.
Because they like had a whole heart-to-heart. The thing is, JJ's had a heart-to-heart with everyone. Like,
yeah, because I like her.
Yeah, I know. She's like the mom of the group. She's so sweet to everybody. I love her so much.
Dude, and when she was doing one-armed push-ups, she's so strong.
Yeah. I'm in awe of her.
Yeah, she's just a baddie. Mm-hmm. I do like her. I just get so annoyed. Okay, I say this as somebody who has not dated in the last 13 years. It just annoys me when men like won't just straight up, like Sammy won't just straight up say to Stephanie, like, I don't have feelings for you. Or at least I haven't heard him.
Okay. Yes, you're totally right. And that's just that's how I would say, like, not even just men, like women too. Like 80% of people are like that. They won't just say, "Hey, I'm not interested,"
Yeah, and I
or
don't get it. It's clearly only
be
just
like
to keep
honest.
you on the back
But
burner.
with Sammy, it's clear, yeah, he just wants to keep fucking Stephanie.
He should
So
just
he's
say
not
that.
gonna say, "I don't wanna be in a relationship," because then he won't have access to fuck.
Yeah, it's just selfish. It makes me
That's
mad.
exactly what I say. He's so selfish. He doesn't give a fuck about anyone else's feelings. The only thing that matters is him being validated that someone wants him.
Yeah, it's so annoying, and it's like
I'm armchair diagnosing him.
but you're not wrong. Well, and then I know okay, you mentioned that he already went after John's girl once, but did we mention how John
Yeah, he
invited a
was
girl to the
totally
party?
flirting with the girl John brought. Yes.
And so it's like a pattern for him. So it's
And, like,
almost
I'm not
like
one of those people who thinks, like, "Oh, you own a person because you have a crush on them or whatever." But, like, if that's your friend, you
right.
should care about your friend enough to, like, realize they're interested in this person and, like, back off.
Yeah, that's all it is. I really don't think it's like yeah, I don't think it's anything like
It's what you owe to your
possessive.
friend
Yeah, exactly.
as
I'm so
being
bad
a
at
good
wording things.
friend.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And for me, it's also like not only does he like have to hype himself up, but he has to take someone else down a peg while he does it.
Mhm.
And so to do that to your friend, it's like, come on, man.
I feel bad for Stephanie, but at the same time, I'm like, "Girl, this is embarrassing. Delete
I know
this."
that too. I'm like, especially because he's only 26. Like,
I
she's 32,
know.
he's 26. I said, that's not a huge, it's not really a problem, but he's still acting like a fuckboy. So,
Yeah, it's fine if both people are, like, on the same level emotionally, but they're not.
yeah, he seems emotionally immature.
Yeah, and
So,
he's not looking for anything serious. He just wants to fuck anyone who will fuck him.
yeah. I think that's pretty much my my only other thoughts. The grocery store scene was crazy where they ran into the guy who was 6'6".
I was like, "This is a plant, right?"
Yeah. Ben was like, I bet they just found some guy in the street and were like, $100, come in the grocery store real quick.
Dude, they absolutely made a post on, like, Facebook or Craigslist, like,
So true.
"Anyone over 6'4", come
Lift
yeah,
up a
$100.
little person. Yeah, it was so funny.
So, I
And the
will
lady
continue to watch
staring at
this show.
them.
Loved it. Oh, people are so rude.
Yeah. Oh, the part where they were out and someone picked up John. I was like,
I
my
can't
soul
believe I bet
cringed.
that happens all the time, but it's just shocking to me that anyone would think that's okay. To pick another person up?
Appalling.
Even, like, I
Appalling
wouldn't just
behavior.
pick a random child up unless it was, like, they were in danger and I had to pick them up for whatever
Absolutely,
reason.
yeah.
Like, that's
We don't
weird.
just grab people.
And these
Yeah,
are
you don't even.
adults.
Yeah. We keep our hands and feet to ourselves. What the hell? Are we in elementary school again? Like, truly bizarre behavior.
Yeah, people be
And then the way
crazy.
that people just play it off like, oh, he was just drunk and being funny. It's not funny, though. Like,
It's not funny. I felt bad when that happened. I think John was the one who got picked up, and he was
yeah.
really, like, he didn't make a big scene about it, but you could tell it was like, he was like, "Yeah, it happens a lot."
Yeah.
I felt bad. I love John.
Abhorrent.
I want the
Me
best
too.
for John. I think he's very sweet.
He's great. I like him. Okay, that actually, I love being like, that was my thoughts, except for here's 5 more thoughts. But I think that's all.
Yeah, I think that's all I have to say about Little Singles. We'll keep up with it. If anything else juicy happens, we'll have to talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
it.
For sure.
Have you been reading anything lately?
God, no, I have just been phone time 24/7, baby. Like, I am completely no adult supervision. It's bad.
I have been reading a lot, actually. I'm on
Good.
my second or third Riley Seeger book.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I think he's been around for a while. Uh, I don't know. It's pretty good. It's okay. I
Do you
wasn't gonna really talk about any of them. The first one was The Middle of the Night, and the second one was, oh goodness. Sorry. With a Vengeance.
Okay.
Have you read either of those?
No, he's written a lot. He's like a Karen Slaughter or
That's
Frida
kind of,
McFadden.
yeah, he has a lot of
Mhm.
books and he's been around for a while and he's been on like the bestseller list for a long time.
Yeah, I have quite a few of his books on my to be read list. I just haven't gotten to them yet, but I want to. They sound good.
I think you would like them. He includes a lot of like ghost adjacent things.
I love that.
Like there's a lot of could it be paranormal or not
I love that.
speculation. Yeah, I
Spooky.
like the With a Vengeance is about it takes place in the 50s, and this woman's family was all like there was a conspiracy against them and they got fucked over, so she does like a revenge plot, and then they're all on a train together. And there's only like 5 or 6 people, so it's like a locked door mystery kinda, but it's just interesting, and it's in the 50s.
I also love a period piece.
Same.
So,
I keep forgetting it's in the 50s, and then, like, earlier, I was listening to the audiobook today, and it was like the FBI guy is talking to the woman, and he's like, "You could make a great agent." And she goes, "Are there women FBI agents?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Well, no, but there could be." And I was like, "What? Oh, yeah."
what do you mean?
Yeah. Okay, I wasn't even gonna talk about Riley Seeger. I just, I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks these last couple weeks. So I was actually gonna talk
Yeah.
about a book I really enjoyed called The Getaway by Lamar Giles, I don't know. Um, back at it again with the YA dystopian, that's where my
Love
roots
it.
are. Basically, it's set in the future where shit has already kind of hit the fan, and there's this giant amusement park slash community that's kind of supposed to be like Disney World or Disneyland. And then all the residents are like employees of the park, and people come for vacation and stuff. And it's kind of a big deal to be there. But then some shit starts happening, like people are disappearing, and all the employees get trapped in their houses, and then they're basically turned into like slaves for the ultra rich. Um, that's all I'll say. It was really good. My favorite thing about this book was the main characters are all black teenagers, and they just talk a lot about like race and prejudice and how it still lingers, even though it's like this dystopian future.
Yeah, this sounds good.
Yeah, I really liked it. It was another one of my just like random scroll through what's available, and I just borrowed it. And then I didn't even listen to it till it needed to go back to the library like in a couple days, and I was like, I guess I'll start this. And it was really good. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, that does sound good. I need good recommendations since I'm in a rut. I've only just been reading this.
Should we get into it? We're talking about the third installment of the Grant County series, and I'm going to do a quick spoiler free summary. So, if for some reason you have not listened to it, you can decide if you want to at this point. Okay, so Jeffrey and Sarah investigate a string of deaths at Grant Tech. The first death looks like a suicide, but after Sarah's pregnant sister Tessa is attacked and several more bodies are found, it's clear that there's something more nefarious going on at Grant Tech. So, yes, if you haven't read it yet, go read it. I don't know. It's good.
It's very good.
Um,
This one is my favorite in the series, I think. I'll have to
ooh.
reassess, but yeah, it's good. So the setting and the characters, we are back in Hartsdale, Georgia. The crimes in this book all take place at or around Grant Tech, while Sarah and her family are in Atlanta at Grady Hospital with Tessa after her stabbing. The big three are Sarah, Jeffrey, and Lena. Sarah's arc in this book revolves around feeling guilty for putting Tess in harm's way and ultimately losing her baby. Jeffrey is settling back into his relationship with Sarah, and Tessa's attack feels like a huge setback for Jeffrey and the Linton family. Lena has quit the Grant County Police Department after Jeffrey issued her an ultimatum: go to a shrink or find another job. Her new job is with Grant Tech Security, which has its pros and cons. She gets health insurance and free housing, but her boss, Chuck, is the worst guy you've ever met.
So we also have some new characters for this book. We have Andy Rosen, a Grant Tech dropout who appears to have committed suicide at the beginning of the book. Brian Keller is Andy's dad and a biomedical researcher working at Grant Tech. Jill Rosen is Andy's mom and a counselor at Grant Tech who Lena had previously spoken to. And then, of course, we have Tessa Linton, Sarah's sister, who was in the wrong place at the wrong time and ended up getting stabbed and losing her baby. And then Ellen Schaefer is a possible witness to Andy's murder, who was then found dead the next day. Ellen was described as being beautiful and popular.
William Dixon, aka Scooter, another Grant Tech death that no one is sure how he fits in. He's found with a scarf tied around his neck and clearly had been masturbating.
Oh.
Chuck, Chuck, Lena's horrible boss at Grant Tech, is the head of security due to nepotism until he's found dead in his office, and good riddance.
Mhm.
Ethan White, aka Ethan Green, is a 23-year-old Grant Tech student who cozies up to Lena. We find out he has a history with a neo-Nazi gang and a violent past. He claims to have moved on from that, but that doesn't stop him from becoming violent with Lena. Richard Carter is an associate professor at Grant Tech, formerly Sybil Adams' teaching assistant, and as we find out in the end, the person responsible for all the quote-unquote suicides on campus.
Okay, so getting into the plot of the book, Andy Rosen is found dead at the base of a cliff, and at first everyone assumes it's suicide. But then while investigating, Tessa, who had been with Sarah when she was called in, is attacked and stabbed, and she loses her baby and is rushed to Grady Hospital in Atlanta, where she spends the rest of the book recovering. The next day, the only potential witness, Ellen Schaefer, is found in her dorm room with the shotgun propped against her feet and her head blown off. And Jeffrey could have believed this was a chain reaction to the suicide, except they discover the bullet used in the shotgun was not the right size. And obviously, yeah, Ellen Schaefer was on the shooting team, so she would have known that.
While Jeffrey investigates, he finds evidence that Lena was in Andy Rosen's apartment. Jeffrey jumps to conclusions and assumes Lena has something to do with it. While this is happening, Lena meets Ethan, who shows an immediate and unhealthy interest in her. Over the course of the investigation, another student, William Dixon, aka Scooter, is found dead in his dorm room, and then shortly after, Chuck is found dead in his office.
So in the end, Lena is waiting at Nan Thomas' house when Richard shows up and breaks a window to get in. Lena surprises him, and Richard explains that he understands domestic violence because his mother had several abusive husbands when he was a child. But the real twist, Brian Keller was the first of them and Richard's father. Richard confesses that he killed Andy because after Sybil died, Richard had taken her notes and helped Brian Keller pass them off as his own work. Andy found out about this and was blackmailing both Brian and Richard.
Richard goes on to explain he killed Ellen Schaefer because she saw him in the woods, and he stabbed Tessa because he was trying to take Andy's necklace as a trophy and Tessa recognized him. He implies Scooter's death was unrelated and probably just a true accident, and that he killed Chuck as a gift to Lena. We also find out that Brian Keller has been physically abusing Jill Rosen. At the climax of the book, Lena briefly gets away and goes for Nan's gun, but Richard gets the upper hand, and just as he is about to force Lena to shoot herself, Frank shows up and kills Richard.
Woo! Okay. So, let's talk about the characters. Jeffrey at this point, how do we feel about him?
God, I just think Jeffrey sucks. He's so annoying. When Sarah was like freaking, like, I don't know, when Sarah was at the hospital after Tess had like been admitted and her parents got there and Jeff came to like pick her up, she ran into like a former, I guess, classmate and like, I guess part of
we
her
didn't talk
cohort.
about Mason was his name, I
Mason
believe.
James,
Her,
yeah.
Yeah, her ex-boyfriend from when she was in medical school.
Yeah. They were like, they went to school together, they dated, and Jeffrey was like being so like just jealous and annoying about it. And I was like, dude, he was comforting who you want to be your wife, because you fumbled her one time already, but like he was comforting your ex because her sister was just in like a horrific situation. I just hate when men make it about their feelings. Like, grow up.
Okay, I agree, but in Jeffrey's defense, Mason did want to get with Sarah. He tried to kiss her even after she introduced Jeffrey as her husband. He tried to kiss her and like get together.
Oh, he tried to kiss her?
I think he did kiss her. Yeah, towards the end. And she kind of
Oh.
kissed him and then she was like, "Nah, I'm with Jeffrey."
Oh my God.
So
I've read this book at night a lot, so I possibly fell asleep for some
it was just a
pages.
real quick scene too. So in
Okay.
Jeffrey's defense, just a little bit, Mason did kind of suck. He had a reason to like peacock on him a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Whoa. Sorry, my cords are messed
no,
up.
that was me. My cord fell out.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Whew, that scared me.
Okay, well, I do understand that a little bit then. I guess at the beginning of the book, I was thinking about it when, like, Jeffrey came to pick her up at the beginning and he was being all like,
Mhm.
oh, who was that? And it's like, can
He
you
is
stop?
like a he's such a man.
And it's annoying.
I
Like,
think Karen Slaughter is such a good writer that she writes these characters so like everyone's just so human.
I know. She's so good at writing, yeah, just really realistic characters. I also, side note, I've never told anyone this, and I don't think this person matches Jeffrey's, like, description fully, but I've always pictured Jeffrey as Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay, Loki, we've talked about who we would cast for these people. I don't remember if
Really?
you said that or not.
Was it on the
but
podcast?
yeah, we'll have to go back. It's probably in the first episode from
I have brain damage. I don't remember that. This is concerning.
but I can kind of see it.
Okay, I mean, he's just like generic blonde guy kind of, but I think Jake Gyllenhaal can have an edge to him that like Jeffrey would have and like a gruffness, and I do find Jake Gyllenhaal very hot, and Jeffrey's supposed to be hot, so. But his attitude is not hot.
No, I go back and forth. I love Jeffrey, but I'm a Will Trent girly. So
Yeah, and I think a perfect example is when Jeffrey handcuffs Lena when he thinks she's a like a suspect in a murder, and Sarah's like she's also a rape victim, and he handcuffed her, and Sarah was like flipping out at him. I'm like, Will Trent would never
Will Trent
handcuff
would never, dude.
a rape victim.
I know. I do kind of like I have a primal attraction to Jeffrey, and that's a me problem.
Yeah. I feel like all the toxic characters we love, it's like, if I ever am attracted to him, I'm like, well, this is not good.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Before I read any Will Trent books, I was down bad for Jeffrey.
me too. And then I
didn't
read all of
know
Will
that
Trent, and I said, what
something
the
better
fuck?
was out there.
Yeah. Will Trent is the one.
Yeah, well.
And I will say Jeffrey is like when that scene too where he's talking to the secretary, I think it's Brian Keller's secretary at the school. Or maybe it's like the dean's secretary. Yeah. And he's like flirting with her to get information out of her. I was like, God damn it, he's so charming.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, oh, if only I were 30 years younger. And he was like, you wouldn't have the time of day for me or whatever. I said, you're such a charming bastard.
That's a great way to describe Jeffrey. A charming bastard.
Yeah. So Ethan, fuck that guy, right? Like, he sucks.
It's so hard to just sit here and listen/read.
Dude, Lena's character is simply devastating. Like, everybody in this book has trauma. Like, Sarah needing to process Lena's rape kit again. She was like, please don't make me do this again, because she's also gone through that, and it's just, I don't know, she's empathetic. It's hard to do. But the fact that Lena has had that happen to her twice, she's getting like physically abused, she's an alcoholic, Chuck came at her too. I was like, give this girl a fucking break.
And once again, I think it just shows how good of a writer Karen Slaughter is, because a lot of people who experience like sexual violence like this, it does turn into a cycle a little bit. And I think it's like partly because predators like are really good at finding people who are going to be susceptible to them. And so it's just really hard, because I think this happens in real life a lot, where someone is victimized like more than once. And it's just so hard to watch Lena make these choices though. Like, just tell Ethan to fuck off. Just tell him to go. You don't
I
have to
know
get
she
involved
does,
with
and then
him.
he just keeps coming back though.
I have the worst confession I could make. When I first read this book, the scene where I don't even remember, I think it's after they get back from the party, like when Ethan takes her to the party so she can talk to whatever.
I know
They're
exactly
back in his dorm room, and like they're just being violent with each other, and then it turns into sex. But I gotta say, my first read through, I was horned by that scene. I was like, "Oh my god, what's wrong with me? This is
I know. I was
I
like
need to excuse myself to an interior room."
yeah, I was like, something's wrong with me for sure, but wow.
I know. This time around, I was not that horned by it because I already
No,
know what will come with Ethan,
because
and I
he's
just can't. And I
yeah,
I
he's
don't
just
think
so
I knew he
scary.
was a neo-Nazi at that point the first time around.
He am I a fool for saying he does seem, like, reformed? Like, I do
No, I
think
agree, he is reformed, but
but
okay,
even
I
still
I think that he set his ex-girlfriend up though, like, so
yeah.
he was in the neo-Nazi gang, and if he wanted to leave, he had to, like, do something really fucked up, so he was dating that black girl, and he brought her to them where they,
Oh,
like, beat her and raped her till she was dead.
and that's how he got out?
Yeah, that was, like, his,
Oh.
payment or whatever to leave the gang.
Bleh, I forgot about that. Oh,
I know,
I
so I
feel
just don't think,
ill.
like, I agree, I don't think he holds hate in his heart, like, for black people or, like, Jewish people or anything, but I don't think that's ever gonna be redeemable. Like, that was a
That's
very fucked up thing
heinous.
you did, and you're just gonna be labeled as evil forever.
Yeah,
You
I
should have just
forgot
killed
about that.
yourself if that's the only way to get out of the gang, because this girl did nothing.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that, and I was like, because I was racking my brain at as he was being introduced and whatnot, and I was like, "What happens in the later books?" I kind of it's been several years since I read them, probably,
Mhm.
like, 4 to 5. So, that's really, really bad.
All I remember, I don't know quite what happens other than he has something to do with Jeffrey's end,
Yes,
but I don't
his
really remember.
downfall.
Yes. Spoiler alert.
Well, sorry, but yeah. The downfall is
Anything else about Ethan? Fuck this guy.
no, he's so scary. I think Karen Slaughter also did an amazing job of writing the scene where Sarah, is doing the, like, DNA test on Ethan and how, like, just, like, the energy in the room and how hostile he was towards her,
Uh-huh. That scene is
like, the
intense.
contained hostility, yeah,
Uh-huh.
and her just, like, extreme fear was, like, her fear was palpable. I think that was a really crazy fucking scene. I was like, "Ugh, stressed out."
I want better for Lena, even though she's kind of a dumb bitch.
I know. It's so upsetting.
I really didn't like Lena at first, the first time through.
Me either, but now that I'm rereading this, I don't know. It
I have
just
so much empathy and for her and just like compassion for everything she's gone through.
I know. I'm like, how does this girl stand a chance, dude?
Um, yeah. I don't have anything else to say about Ethan. Fuck
Yeah,
him.
scary.
Let's talk about Jill Rosen. What did you think of her and just kind of, I guess, like, so we find out her husband has been abusing her, and I feel like that comes as a real shock. But it's kind of an interesting comparison about how Lena and Jill both being such strong women to, like, on the outside or to other people are both kind of like, I don't want to say accepting, but kind of accepting this abusive relationship.
Yeah, like staying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't really know Jill's background. Like, we can see what happened to Lena in the past. Like,
Mhm.
she's like just seeking out just that, I don't know, the trauma of it all.
Yeah,
I don't know
and I
what
feel like
happened to
Lena
Jill.
knows or feels that she doesn't deserve anything good.
Right. But we don't really get to know that much about Jill.
No, not at
Um,
all. And it's just it's hard because she's a therapist and like she's the one who's always counseling Lena about like how to get her life together. So it's hard to then oh, you have all this going on in your own life. Wow.
yeah. So, and they say that in the book too. They've mentioned like how can she be a therapist if her son killed herself and himself and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I was a little confused. I feel like she wasn't even originally a therapist. Like she just needed a job there, so she started doing counseling. But I could be wrong on that.
Yes. Yeah, oh, you're right. I think they said she like got a license or something.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really have that much to say about it. I just thought it was a story more complex. I just have a completely random note. So Lena is staying with Nan and she asks for a coffee and Nan says, "Sorry, I only have instant and it's decaf." And I just needed to say, that's me as fuck. I have actually had to make guests instant decaf coffee because they asked for it and that's the only coffee I have on hand because I use it for baking.
That's so funny. I mean, I guess that's true though.
Yeah, I don't have a coffee maker, so I don't have regular
Do
coffee
people still tend
grounds.
to take you up like, "Okay, I'll do the decaf," or are they like, "Never
Yeah,
mind."
like, after Thanksgiving, like, people were like, "I want coffee," and I was like, "I don't have coffee."
I don't
Then I was
have
like, "Well,
that.
I have instant, but I'm pretty sure it's decaf," and they were like, "Yeah, I guess that'll work," so then I made a couple cups of instant decaf. I guess after a big meal, they just wanted a hot bev. I guess I kinda get that. I coulda made them tea, I have lots of tea, but
Yeah, just the tea. I think
I just thought
coffee's
that was funny. That line in the book made me laugh because I was like, "Me as fuck."
Oh, dude, would now be a good time to for me to read some lines that I highlighted because I thought they were funny?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I have to remember how to find my highlights on Kindle. One moment. I can't remember. Well, good game, everyone. I know one of them was, Candy telling Jeffrey he'd be as useless as a one-legged guy at a butt-kicking competition. That's what one was. And that really killed me. I thought it was quite funny.
I love that.
So, what did you think of the book overall?
I liked it, but I will say it wasn't, like, one of my favorite Karen Slaughter books,
Yeah, I don't it's not one of my favorites, like, overall.
just of the series.
Maybe I thought it was my favorite of this series, but it stood out for being so gruesome. It was just a
Yes.
really everybody in this book gets fucked over. Like, it sucks so bad.
Uh-huh. I think I definitely liked this one better than Kiss Cut overall.
Yeah, that's true. So when you involve children, it's like a whole other level of ugh.
I know, and Kiss Cut was just so graphic. This one was
Mhm.
graphic too, but not a child's vagina being sewn shut graphic.
Yeah. Agreed, but, like, in this one, I did appreciate the justice, Chuck Gaines. Sorry that
Oh,
it
yeah.
had to come this way, but he fucking sucked.
No, I loved that. I thought this book was a little bit too long, maybe. I just
Yeah,
kinda maybe, like, 3/4 of the way through, I was a little like, what's going
yeah.
on?"
There was a lot of, like, world building to get the whole college atmosphere in there. Something else I thought that was interesting or not interesting, but weird, was there was a faculty dorm and many mentions of professors, plural, living on campus in dorms, and I was like, "Is that a thing?"
Yeah, I was confused about that too, and I guess we have to remember this probably was, like, mid-2000s, so maybe it was more of a thing back then, but yeah.
Yeah, it was so weird. I've never heard of that. I could definitely see it happening. I wouldn't be surprised if there were, like, a handful of professors that, like, live at the college, but I just thought that was so weird that there was a whole faculty building and, like
Maybe that makes sense in a smaller town too, because there's less places to, like, rent and live for
that's
professors
true.
who maybe are only gonna be there for a year or 2.
Yeah,
I don't
that's true.
know.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I wasn't gonna research it though, sorry.
Did you have any guesses on who the killer was the first time you read this?
I don't remember knowing. I was like, "There's no way it's Ethan," because
I
that's
didn't
too
think it was
obvious.
Ethan, definitely. And I will say, so this time around, I did not remember who the killer was. Usually when I reread a book, at some point I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is how it ends." That
Yeah,
never occurred to me until it was actually happening in the end. And I was like, "Oh, okay, this must be the guy who's gonna okay, got it." So, I
okay.
guess I don't know, usually I do remember, but I did this time around, and the first time around, I feel like I just had no idea.
Yeah,
A lot of Karen Slaughter's books aren't really like, I feel like a lot of thrillers, the whole point is to have a big twist in the end that shocks you.
mhm.
But I feel like that's not really Karen Slaughter's jam, like, it's never, like, the twist is the whole point of the story. It's just
Mhm.
like the answer gets revealed.
Yeah, I think in this book in particular, that twist wasn't even, like I don't remember what the
Oh, I
full,
forgot
like
there was. Oh, I'm so high. There is kind of a twist though. That we find out Brian Keller was the guy's dad. Was Richard's dad.
Mhm. Yeah, and he was, like, abusive to Richard's mom, and then Richard, like, kept having abusive guys, and now he's, like, got a chip on his shoulder about it.
My
Um,
whole thing, I guess, is why wouldn't Brian Keller have mentioned that Richard was his son
did
to the police?
Oh, was he so true. Do you think he was trying to hide it from Jill, or do you think he even knew?
No, I think
He
Jill
had to
knew
have
too,
known.
actually. So I don't know why no one told the police that Brian was his
So
dad.
true. Yeah, that is such a good point, Em. I've never thought about that.
Yeah,
You
that was
know
my only kind of question about everything, but it was a good twist because I didn't see it coming. And it was also I really enjoy like uh I don't know if we actually got any Brian in the last two books, but like he's been built into the world. Like he was Sybil's assistant, so he's
Oh,
been
yeah.
around, I
Richard,
guess.
you mean? Richard
Yes,
Carter?
yes, Richard.
Yeah.
Yes. He wasn't just like pulled out of nowhere.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
that's why when I reread, I remembered he was the murderer, but I was like, I can't remember how, and honestly, it feels like she's really trying to point to Brian Keller, was my reread.
yeah, I agree that Brian, especially with how he was like cheating on his wife, it kind of seemed like he was
Yeah.
um sleeping with Ellen Schaefer maybe. But also I did notice I had to go back and reread through the book while I was doing these notes, and they do mention Brian throughout the book, and like every time his name comes up, whoever's point of view it is, like Lena or Sarah or even Jeffrey, I think, like they have kind of a negative reaction to him and just like, ugh, that guy's annoying or something
Mhm.
ain't right about that guy.
Yeah.
So I do feel like she tried to put in a little bit of an east or what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit of foreshadowing that something ain't right with Brian,
For sure.
but I
I
didn't
think
catch
yeah,
it until
me
I
either.
already knew what it was and I was going back.
Mhm. Same. But yeah, the more I talk about it, I'm like, actually, this one wasn't my fave.
Yeah, I still really liked it. It's just hard. It's hard to rank. I don't know if anything from Grant County is going to be like my fave.
True.
But I also don't really remember books 4 and 5 especially.
Me either. So I am eager to like get, and there's only 6 of these, so like it'll be interesting to like finish the whole thing and then get to Will Trent.
Ugh, can't wait.
Mhm.
Um, okay, so how do you feel about Tessa's storyline in this book?
Um, it just sucks. I mean, she's just kind of like I don't know. She's just kind of here, like there throughout, like a presence throughout the story. But yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, it sucks that I feel like I guess maybe a little bit of beef I have with Karen Slaughter is especially in the Grant County series, it's like how many bad things can happen to Sarah and the people around her.
I know.
Like every single book, it's like it's not just the investigations, it's like something personal happens.
It's so bad.
I know. So I just thought, I mean, I get they needed something, but I would have
Poor
taken this
Ted.
whole part out if I could have changed anything
Yeah,
about this book.
you're right. It did kind of just. If you did take it out, I don't think it would have changed anything really.
Right. And I don't know, maybe they needed reason to be at Grady in Atlanta for something. But
Maybe would that be just for Mason James? That seems extreme. Yeah, I don't
I don't
know.
know. I think it could have been done in other ways. It kind of sucked to me that Tessa just had to get attacked and almost killed and lose her baby for no reason.
Yeah, and I actually forgot she loses her baby because, spoiler alert, she has one in the Will Trent series. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, does she? I forgot she gets pregnant again later.
Yeah, I don't, and I'm not sure. Is it with that same guy?
That's what I'm not sure either.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. I'm not gonna Google it because I like when those things are
Yeah.
surprises.
Yeah. We'll find out.
Okay. What were your thoughts on the twist that Richard was Brian's son? Were there any clues or did it come out of left field?
Well, forgot this was a question, and I guess we already kind of discussed it. But yeah, I was
Okay.
shook.
Yeah, me too. I did not see it coming. Like I said, even on my reread, I kind of was like, I know Richard is a killer, but what was Brian's relation? Like, how was he involved in all this? And then I was like, oh shit, okay.
I know. And I feel like there were clues. Like I was saying, like everyone always just gets a bad feeling around him. And then a couple, like he lies to Jeffrey about something, I think. Or maybe
Mm-hmm.
to Sarah. He tells someone that Jill Rosen was maybe having an affair.
Yeah, he like makes up a lie, and Jeffrey's like, stop spreading rumors.
Yeah. Like I don't know. There were some clues, but it totally went over my head.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so do you believe that Scooter's death was really just an accident, or do we have any reason to doubt that?
His did seem like an accident. His seemed like a mix within
I agree. He was
everything else.
autoerotic asphyxiating himself.
Yeah, his was not. His just was mixed into the chaos.
Right, just to throw everyone for a loop.
Yep. Well, I guess it brought in, well, yeah, and suspicion because Lena and fingerprints were wiped from Lena and Ethan.
True.
So.
And also it kind of made Ethan look more guilty too.
Yes.
Just
It
because they had a connection.
when yeah, I think so too.
Cool. Well, was there anything you disagreed with or didn't make sense to you or anything you would change about this book?
I think you just brought up good points about I disagreed with Tess being in it in the way she was, and it didn't make sense that it never was brought up that Richard and Brian were father and son.
Why
Son and
wouldn't
daughter.
Jill at least mention that to the police? That's what I'm saying
Yeah.
about that. Like, I guess I can maybe Richard made it seem like Brian was ashamed of him and called him his F slur son. So I guess I can see Brian wouldn't be like clamoring to tell anyone, but you just think Jill would have mentioned it when she was interviewed by either Sarah or Jeffrey multiple times.
Yeah, it's so bizarre it never came up at any point.
Or now I'm questioning, does she even know? But how would she not know?
That's it. I think she was hinting that she did know because she said that Brian up and like he just wants to start over and start fresh every time something gets hard. So it's like she was alluding to knowing, but it's like, but why wouldn't you just say?
Why wouldn't you just say?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. I could have done with just a little less college background.
Yeah. This one did kind of drag with all the stuff that had to get explained. So yeah.
Yeah, there was at some point during the book I definitely had to I had not listened for a few days and I had to force myself to get back into it.
Yeah.
But that's okay. They can't all be winners.
Right. So which of the characters deserved to die the most?
Ethan, Chuck.
Yeah. Ethan and Chuck. I wish it would have been Ethan to save Lena. What's coming? But
Brian
alas.
Keller can go too.
Yeah, he sucks.
We do not stand a wife beater in this pod. Hot
absolutely
take.
Not. Yeah, so basically the baddies.
The bads.
The bads.
How would Will Trent have handled this case different than Jeffrey?
He would have been a lot calmer and jumped to a lot less conclusions.
And like you said, he would not have handcuffed Lena.
He wouldn't have handcuffed Lena.
Actually, we get Will Trent interacting with Lena a couple times in the Will Trent series, and he is very good with her. Like he recognizes she kind of sucks, and he knows Sarah hates her, but he's like, well, I try to see the other side of things.
Yeah. Even the way Sarah hates her, it goes back and forth. Sarah will be like, I can't stand her, but what's happened to her is horrific.
So, we're all Sarah. We're just yeah, she fucking sucks. But we get it.
But I don't want harm to come to her. Lena deals with a pretty terrible boss in this book. Who was your worst boss?
okay, so I worked at this pizza place in college, and the owner decided to bring his nephew, I believe, on as the general manager, and this guy fucking sucked. He was like 1 year older than me, so like 20 probably, and just your average like red pill
Ugh.
incel manosphere type. Before that was even incels were around back then, but a lot of this was 10 years ago. So
Mhm. It
a
was
lot of
different.
those that speak wasn't around yet. But he
Yeah.
sucked and he was super racist and just every like xenophobic prejudice you can think of. He was that. An awful person, hated him. And then I was really good at that job. Like I would bust ass and everyone loved me,
Yeah.
etc., etc. It's a pizza place. It's not hard as long as you can cook and be competent and or
Right.
not cook, but prep and all that stuff. It's not a hard job. So whatever. So I would bust my ass to like clean and everything and then he would talk shit about me, but then still expect me to do all this work. But then everyone behind like would come to me and be like, "Yeah, he said this about you behind your back."
What the
I
hell?
hated him.
What a dick.
And then I
That
told the owner, I
sucks.
was like, "Your cousin's a racist." And he was like, "No, he loves black people. We have black cousins." And I said, "I don't
Oh
care.
my
He's a racist."
what the hell? Not this. Yeah, that's awful.
Who was your
Um,
worst boss, Tay?
I'm trying to think. I'm racking my brain. I mean, I'm trying to think of where I worked. Oh, probably the school. Well, no, she wasn't my worst. Sorry, hold on. You can cut this.
Tay worked at
What jobs have
Arby's in
I?
high school, and I would always go visit her because a couple of our other friends worked there too. So it was kind of the hangout
Oh,
spot. And one of the
mhm.
managers would always call me Sauce Girl because I asked for a lot of sauces.
What one
Fun
was
fact.
that?
RJ?
Okay, because he was not my worst one, but I did have some funny stories one time. Me and Jeem, you can blur their name or not. They're going to be on our
They're
podcast at
fine.
some
They said
point.
it's fine.
Okay, so me and Jeem worked at Arby's together, and we came in one time off the clock. We had just been hanging out. We actually went to the park and smoked weed out of the water bottle, like the plastic water bottle bongs Jeem would make. And we were
High
just like
school.
so fucking high. We went to Arby's visibly high and just ordered a bunch of food. And then thankfully the food court was dead and we were just snacking on our food. And then RJ was like, he just like rolled up a fucking like tray liner and shouted into it like a salesman, being like, turnovers, buy 2 for $1. Like he was advertising to us because he knew we were high. It was so stupid. I was like, ugh. And then one time, sometimes we would get snippy with each other, but God, I used to just not give a fuck when I was a 19-year-old manager at Arby's. And I like kind of rolled my eyes at him and he was like, "Don't roll your eyes at me." And I said, "I have a lazy eye. I didn't roll my eye." And then he felt so bad. But low key, that's not wrong. And sometimes it does look like I'm rolling my eyes, but it's just my lazy eye. That time I kind of did roll my eye, but I
That's
just
so funny.
lied.
Okay, while we're talking about food, because I would fuck up some Arby's right now, but I need to say,
Same.
while I was on vacation last weekend, I went to this Amish buffet and it was
Oh,
so good. And I don't understand why it was Amish because
yeah.
everyone working there was not Amish and there was like electricity and it was just a restaurant. I don't know, but it was called an Amish buffet and it was so good. It wasn't humongous, but they had just a normal salad bar and then things like the fried chicken was really good and then there was chicken fried
Ooh.
steak and pot roast and meatballs and just a ton of there's this cheesy broccoli casserole that was so good and then
This
hash
sounds
brown
amazing.
casserole, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, Brussels sprouts, green beans. So just I guess like southerny kind of food, like Thanksgiving and southern. But everything was so good. And then they had all these homemade pies that you could
Oh,
have for
yeah.
dessert too. And I was unwell.
I want to go to the pie bar.
And okay, so this place was, I think, the two of us went for dinner on a Sunday night, so, like, a weekend dinner price, probably the most expensive it ever is, unless there's, like, holiday pricing. It was, like, $38 before tip, which I feel like is pretty
Oh,
good for, like, a good-ass
yeah.
buffet these days.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, the Amish, that's where it's at, I guess.
But why is it Amish?
I don't know. I have no idea, but it was good. I would go back, except for it's 3.5 hours away from me, so I probably won't go
Oh.
back, but
Yeah.
if I was in the area, I would go back.
I'm looking at it right now online. It looks really good. I'm reading about the history. I'm getting really hungry. This sounds amazing. I wanna go there.
Okay, that was a completely random tangent.
So was mine. It wasn't my worst boss, but it was just, like, one of my
Yeah,
first bosses that I both love. Like, we would banter and have fun, but then, like, argue and bitch at each other, and it was kinda wild.
that's just food service.
Yeah.
Baby.
Sometimes I I'm definitely romanticizing this, and I know that, but sometimes I do miss it. Like, you can just fuck around all day, but it was
Mhm.
really, really hard.
And something about how simple food service is. Like, even if you're super busy, like, I just gotta, like,
Yeah.
make the food, get it out
Just keep dropping
one at a
fries.
time. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
So there's
I
kind of
have
a sense of
dreams.
satisfaction of finishing a
Yeah.
shift.
I always left my clothes as spotless, by the way,
Mhm. Me
but
too, baby.
I'm sure day shift would always be like, "Oh my god, the clothes are sucked." The endless battle between day and night shift.
So I was looking at the notes. We don't really have any more questions for this book, but I did have one more note. Not a
Oh.
question, but I need to tell the
Oh,
surprise of
yeah.
6 to 8 dick piercings. So
Please.
one time, I'm just, I don't know, on my little phone, on my little hookup app, talking to strangers. And this guy, he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And so we're talking, we agree he's going to come over and just give me the old no recip. For longtime listeners, you know what a no recip is. For anyone new, it's exactly what it sounds like. You just get usually head and then that's it. You don't reciprocate. So he was going to come give me the old no recip. And I was like, perfect. And so he came over, did that. It was great. And I was like, oh, you're actually super cute. And this was good. So why don't we turn this into a yes recip and like we can bang? And he was like, okay, great. So he takes off his pants and I'm like, go down to suck his dick a little bit. And first of all, big dick. I was like, okay, hiding that from me. Anyway, so I go and I am putting it in my mouth and all of a sudden there's like metal touching my teeth and I'm like, "What?" So I pull back and look at it and there's between 6 and 8 piercings on this man's wiener on the underside, like a ladder. I guess it's called a Jacob's
Ugh.
ladder. And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Oh yeah." And I was like, I'm not a prude, obviously. Like I've seen genital piercings before, but warn me. Um
How
so
would you want the warning to go? Just like a
well,
simple, like, "Hey, by the way."
I guess it was just a circumstance. He didn't warn me because he didn't think he needed to. And
That's
then
true. He didn't know he'd get
he
upgraded.
wasn't being presumptuous. And
Yeah.
so I don't know, but I was shook and I was like, "Whoa, that's weird." But in this book, who is it? The first
Andy
guy,
Rose.
Andy Rosen, he has the dick piercings. I think it's the same ones, the Jacob's ladder situation. So of course
And
I
he gets they, oh,
Ugh.
sorry.
No, you're good. I That part is the nastiest part in the whole book, when he
It's
jumps off the
just
cliff and then they describe how his penis got mutilated, basically,
yeah. Sh
ripped
d it's
open.
this book was just really graphic. The way they
Yeah.
described Chuck's head being cut off and, like, Ellen Schaefer's head just being, like, a stump, basically.
Mhm.
Ugh.
Ooh. So
It was a
anyway,
lot.
that was the time I was surprised by 6 to 8 dick piercings. I still don't know to this day. I hooked up with him a second time, and it was kinda bad the second time, like, maybe it was
Oh,
just because we didn't really
bummer.
talk about what we were gonna do, and so there was, like, not very much foreplay, and he just wanted to fuck right away, and I wasn't, like, horny yet, so it was kinda bad.
Fair.
So I don't.
Rip.
I think I counted, but maybe I don't remember anymore. Between 6 and 8 dick piercings.
I don't remember anymore. Between 6 to 8 is hilarious to me.
Also, so they're kind of curved, and they have like balls on the ends of each
Yeah.
piercing. So he could wear a condom with them.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Do you have to get like special kinds that are
No,
stronger? or
I
something?
was asking because I was like, "Can you wear a
Okay.
condom with that?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's fine. There's no sharp points."
Okay,
And
that's
I
good.
said,
Good to know.
"Interesting." I don't think people can do whatever they want, but I'm not really a fan of genital piercings.
Yeah, I've never experienced anything like that. I'm not a fan of them personally, but you do you if you like them. Go
Also, I have
off.
an IUD, so I do have the fear that it will like get caught.
Ugh, I have never thought about that, and now I'm thinking about it, and I'm being afraid. Ugh, yuck.
I'm so glad I brought this up.
Me
Do you have
too.
anything else to say about A Faint Cold Fear, Tay?
No, good luck to you editing this episode. We did our best.
Oh, we're on one tonight, y'all.
For our final verdict, so we use the 1 to 5 star rating here, where 1 is didn't bother finishing, 2 is bad, 3 is okay, 4 is good, and 5 is great. How would you rate today's books? Half and quarter points are allowed.
We had to add that in since last time it was a point of
Oh.
contention.
Yes.
I think I would rate A Faint Cold Fear at 3.5. Like, it was good. I might even go up to 4. It was good. I liked it.
Okay, I was gonna say 3.5 too, because I think you're right. There were parts.
3.75. That's what I'll say.
Okay, I'm sticking with 3.5 just because there were parts that kind of dragged. I think it is hard to read tragedy after tragedy happening to Lena and all the people in this book.
There's a reason we're doing all these books right in a row.
Yeah, it's hard. But it's not. I like it. It's still a Karen Slaughter. I still think she'll take you on a freaking roller coaster.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like, any Karen Slaughter book's not going to be a miss.
Yeah, that's my thought.
Cool. Well, okay. So in our next episode, we're going to be taking a little bit of a left turn. Instead of a book, we will be discussing the unrated version of the movie Pillion, starring Alexander Skarsgård and Harry Melling, aka Dudley Dursley. This is a dark comedy about a gay biker dom and a young submissive man who gets his world absolutely shattered. This movie is loosely based on a book, and I'm going to try my best to find and read the book before we record, but no promises. And while this is not exactly a thriller, we are thrilled to talk about it.
And thus it qualifies for the show. So that's all for A Faint Cold Fear by Karen Slaughter. Next episode, we will be sparking up a discussion about Pillion, the movie. Why did I say it like that?
I like that.
Okay. We can leave it.
Yeah, just leave it. Until then, may your blunts be rolled and your plots be twisted. And if you liked this episode, find us on all the social medias at Bodies, Blunts, Books. I'm Em. This is Tay. We're Bodies, Blunts, and Books, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.